We're here with Marc Malouf for Masterclass number 2. Marc's going to help us assess the qualities of wine. I'm Jason.
And I'm Trent, and we're here on an unfiltered, unapologetically unprofessional wine journey. What we're saying here, Jace.
Our saying is drink more, try more, learn more. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Marc, thank you again for joining us.
My pleasure.
We've been talking about your fantastic independent wine reviews on Wine Worth Writing About, and you've got these fantastic descriptions that really go into a lot of detail in analyzing wine. And we wanted to go through that process with you. We wanted to taste a few wines here that we'll be doing as a blind taste.
Yep.
And if you could talk us through that structure and how you assess and really pick through these wines.
Sure.
Just for some context first, I picked 2 wines. You don't know them. He doesn't know them. Both same producer, same year, but one is the lower version and one's more expensive version. One's double the price of the other.
Right. That's cool. And so what do we look for in these wines?
Yeah. How do I analyze them? How do you taste quality? Because obviously you go, oh, that's a $100 wine or that's a $10 wine. So we should be able to kind of, what should we be looking for? What should we be asking ourselves?
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? If we're doing that now and the job is find the more expensive wine, the job is we have to look for what's more complex.
Yeah.
So essentially, we should have a wine in front of us that's much more complex than the entry level. But hopefully, if the winemaker is a great winemaker, they'll be just as delicious.
Yes. Okay.
Right? So let's have a look at these wines and let's smell and taste and see what we think.
So they always say, like, is there a thing about quality and the look of it or not really?
You can have a look at it. Do you like the color?
Yeah,
Does
looks
it
good.
sound?
Yeah.
Great.
Can it smell?
What does an unsound wine look like? It's
Well, actually, so we look at the color like we did in the other tasting and look for signs of age, premature oxidation, things like that. Right?
So how do you see that in the color? You see that because
browning,
it's a bit more faint?
Yeah, now that we're with red wines, a bit of browning.
So is this an aged wine, Marc, you think?
No, I think we're good.
There's no brown in what I'm seeing.
So straight away, what are we smelling on 1 versus 2?
It's more perfumed on the second one.
More perfumed on the second.
It really jumps out. Yeah.
Yep. And so really, we might get lucky here and go, holy crap, the best one is the cheaper one, which is a win-win situation for everyone, right?
Yes.
But you can't be biased. The way the wines are showing right now is important for this assessment. The first one's quite savory, isn't it? Very different wines.
So when you write your notes, is it right from the smell, the taste and everything? Or do you kind of like, how do you, again, break it down?
Yeah, so if I'm writing a tasting note, I'd go, all right, smell, go. So why don't we do a tasting note live?
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect.
All right, so which one, left or right? What do you want to go with? What appeals to you the most so far?
The right one.
Let's go right.
So do you start going, do people start going like red fruits, black fruits, blue fruits type of thing? Or do you think flowers? Or do you think like cooking?
Whatever comes to mind first. There is no order. I mean, to try and make it go in consecutive order of a tasting note is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But what's the dominant smell in there that you guys can smell?
Again, it's perfume, but then underlying, it still has that savoriness as well.
Yep. And you can be really general too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of tasting notes out there are quite general. They don't have to be forensic like my ones. So are there florals?
Yeah.
I can smell like those purpley violets.
Yeah.
Right?
I get this really woody kind of smell to it. I don't know if anyone else gets that. Do you get a woody smell?
So it's like a spice.
Yeah.
So that's oak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's, again, it's more, I feel more fruit than oak. The oak is more in the back.
So in that nose, I'm getting like black fruits.
Black fruits, yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting sort of dark cherry, all the sort of common things. I'm getting beetroot, like roasted beetroot. There's a sweetness in there that's really interesting.
So how long do you normally take when you're kind of analysing a wine? Is it?
So if I'm writing about this as in a review, I'd sit on it for a few hours. Yeah. Because most people pop and pour and that's it.
Yeah.
But great wines take a long time to open.
Yeah.
So they're really tight, like the reductive wine that we had.
Yeah.
Like if you just write about that wine, that's a freaking terrible wine. But that deserves to have some airtime. And that's probably what sets me apart from a lot of other writers. They don't have the time or the luxury of time to sit with the wine, see it evolve, see it reach its peak and then fall.
Yeah.
Because they have to do it like back to back. Like if you work for one of the big publications, you give a wine like seconds rather, or, a couple minutes rather than days.
So to your point, how do you do, you look at wine judges. They've got like I don't know,
I
50.
never want to do that job.
50 glass. How do they analyze, or how fair
They
is that
don't.
process? Yeah, you don't.
No.
Yeah,
No. I mean, there's a skill set that can do that, but
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's mental. What a hard job. Respect to the people that do it.
So in those 3 hours, do you kind of like look at it and then come back to it, or are you really there kind of focused trying to think through those 3 hours, or?
No, I mean, I can tell that needs time to open,
Yeah.
and that needs time to open.
Yeah.
So they both just need time. So it's
Yeah.
probably going to be a bit unfair what
Yeah.
the conclusion we
Yeah.
come to. But obviously, if we're on time restraints, let's have a look. So we'll go second one again. So there's lovely sweet spice, a bit of underbrush.
Yeah.
So what I mean by underbrush, it's almost like the sweet, is it leafiness or herbals and things like that in a forest or something like that? There's a depth to it.
But it's not that kind of forest floor type of smell, though. It's
It's more like in a lovely field.
Yeah.
You can smell those sort of.
I definitely get that sweetness.
There's a sweetness in here.
So you're constantly smelling at the moment. What point do you just start tasting it, or is it?
So I'm restraining myself from writing a full tasting note because I'm such a nerd.
Yeah.
But I'll just keep going until I've done the nose, and then I'll taste after.
Oh, okay.
How do you know you've done the nose? Like
Because I go, that's it. Like I go, yep,
I can't get anything else.
can't get anything else.
Yeah.
Like that's right. And then I'll question what I've written. Like, are you sure that's there?
Mm.
And then I'll just make sure it's like super accurate.
Yeah. Because I read your notes and it's usually like, even just on the nose, there's like 5 descriptors that you're going out there. And I'm like, I always feel like, are you putting it, you got to have a limit that you got to go, at least there's 5 things I can pick out.
No, I think it's better to represent the wine.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that'll set that wine apart from everything else.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Well, I'll go to number 1 now. And that's,
It's more meaty, definitely.
it's meaty and it's like coffee and.
More meaty. So you said savory on this one.
Yeah. The number 1's much more savory.
So the difference between savory and
Yeah,
meaty?
because I said that was more perfume. This is, to his point, around more those violets. And it's more sweet. This is more savory.
I mean, that's got an interesting nose. I mean, there's citrus zest in that. So it's almost like pomelo.
Very faint citrus zest. Is it? Are you smelling?
Can you get it?
I get it, but
Right.
very faint. Well, when you say it, I don't know if I would have picked it out.
So you must have those moments where you go, what is that? I know it, but I don't know it. Like, what is it?
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's like, and then I employ my wife.
Oh,
What does this smell like, wifey? And Monique will always get it. Yeah, she's got a great palate. There's not much coming out of number
Yeah.
1, is there?
When you're saying both
I
of
mean,
these,
that's
need
like
more.
black tea too.
still darker fruits though, right? Black fruits on it.
Yeah, it's kind of
Blackberry.
muted fruits, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And a little bit of like a, is it hoisin or like a plum sauce in the first one?
Yeah. You must eat a lot.
Do not stop eating. Yeah. Yeah, it's hoisin.
I get it. Oh my God.
Right? And then there's a walnut character as well.
Did you have some hoisin a bit earlier? You
I did have yum cha for lunch. But no, I didn't have any hoisin. All right. Let's do a taste now.
Let's go.
bro.
Let's go.
Do you want to start with 1 or 2?
Let's do one. Let's do one.
One.
What should we be looking for
Wow.
on the palate?
Purity, power, intensity, length, fruit,
Mm.
and then the other elements.
Mm.
That is powerful as hell.
Mm.
But it's not power in the sense that it's tannins that kind of blow your head off though, right?
There's still tannins and there's structure there.
Mm.
Lovely wine. Like it's still going.
Mm.
But how shy was the nose? So that for me means that needs a long time opening.
Ah, that's
That
the
needs a
sign.
long time.
So you can tell it needs to open up because of the smell, because you're not getting as much of that as
And the palate. The
yeah.
palate's like,
Mm.
but there's so much there. This is a great wine.
Mm.
This is really good.
So in saying open up, would you decant it or would you just kind of leave it there, or would
Depends when you want to drink it. So decanting accelerates it, but it's like when you cook and you're like, I'll pressure cook it.
Yeah.
But I think the best way to watch a wine evolve is in the glass over hours. Just take your time with it because you see the full spectrum and you don't have to reduce the sauce after pressure cooking to get that concentration anyway. It's all there. All right, let's go to number 2 and taste. Delicious. Oh, holy dooly.
Much bigger than the first one, though, right?
Richer.
Richer. Bit more spice.
So that's pleasurable, intense, both banging. Like, why the hell is one half the price of the other? They're delicious. So this is a win-win situation. Doesn't matter which one you buy, that's baller.
This tastes more, the second one tastes a bit darker, more intense to the first one that I was getting.
Yeah,
Flavor
it's a bit
profile.
more, like the first one, there's some stuffing in that one. This one's a bit more fruity. Does that make sense?
Is it more concentrated? Like, it feels
Concentrated
like
was the word.
second one. It's not the more.
That's what I felt.
I think it's just got...
It's more flavorful. Like, it's. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Do I know this producer?
Do you think you know this producer?
I think I know this producer.
Yes.
So this is Altera.
Yes.
So I can tell by the wines they're Altera
We haven't
wines.
even done the blind reveal.
But, right, so we're looking at the Shiraz, and is it the Fidelis is the other one?
It is.
Okay, so there's a difference in the way that they're built, right? So one of them has Murray Bateman
Yes, the
fruit.
Fidelis. Yeah.
Yep. And the other one, is it 3 vineyards? I think it is. So one of them has more dominant McLaren Vale, which is a bit more voluptuous and rich. Right? Can we choose which one that is?
I was thinking
Let's
the
have a look.
second one.
Voluptuous.
Because it's a warmer.
Rich.
Rich.
Yeah, it's
More
different
alcohol then?
soils. Yeah, it's just like it gives you the jamminess. It gives you all that stuff, right? Oh my God. They're both stunning wines. Like, this is, what, for me, one of the best winemakers in Australia. Ridiculous.
The other one I was going to think of getting is the Woods Paddock as well.
The Woods Paddock is next level, but it takes 8 hours to, like, it tastes
Open up.
like this, but 8 hours later, you're just like, holy crap, I'm no longer in Australia. I'm in the Rhone. Like, it's incredible. And the 22 vintages that are about to come out, amazing. Amazing. Do we have a
McLaren
preference?
Vale, my preference is the first one on the left. I don't know. It feels a bit more lighter, yet more complex. This seems more intense. I feel like the second one's the jammy one. I might be wrong, but
Yeah.
Why don't we do the reveal? Everyone will choose the one that they like the most. I think I like the nose on the second one the most.
Yeah.
The first one, no, but that could be a sign that it just hasn't opened.
Yeah.
On the palate, there's a real intensity and focus on the first one. On the second one, it's more voluptuous and pleasant and pleasing. It's just like, wow, that's a delicious drinker.
Yeah. It's more alcohol in the second one, isn't it? For you, though, from what you got on the nose, does it connect back with what you're seeing on the palate?
Yeah, it is. It's hard for me to understand the complexity in number one because it's very closed. Does that make sense? So I don't know what it's going to look like with airtime just from looking at it now.
Yeah.
That's why I like to give it a really long time.
Yeah.
But both wines, regardless of the price, are delicious.
they're both the same vintage as well.
Same vintage.
Yeah.
He probably knows what vintage as well.
I'm 21. Yeah. There you go. Should we do the reveal?
Do the reveal.
What's everyone's preference? One or two?
I prefer one.
2, I think. 2.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stay neutral.
Yeah.
And then we'll see because it's good for you guys to see which one you prefer.
Which one do you think is 1? Which one do you think is 2?
I'm hoping that 1 is the more expensive one. It's just caught young, like caught before it's opened up.
So let's do the reveal. We've got one here and dun, da, da, da.
Isn't that amazing? That just goes to show
one is
you.
it?
2021.
Shiraz. That's the cheap one. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
For the price, $35.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Mate,
good value.
that over delivers by bucket loads.
And just so we weren't bullshitting you, the second one.
Will open up as well. There we go.
Amazing.
The Fidelis 2021. And you got the vintage correct as well.
Yeah, the Fidelis has more McLaren Vale.
Murray Bateman, McLaren Vale, and Pyrenees.
Correct. So that's where that richness comes from.
Gorgeous.
So what's so 35 and 70? Is
I
it?
think that's $70, yeah. $70-something dollars.
Yeah.
Wow. $35. It's a fantastic wine.
Yeah.
There you go. Well done, Dougie.
I feel like this tasting has made me think I need to go deeper. Do you know what I mean? Like the way that you're able to pick out that zest, black tea, hoisin. There's just another layer that, unless you'd said that, I wouldn't have been able to pick it up.
I think you need to eat more, Jace.
I eat a lot, which is why I gained some weight.
But all of the same thing, though.
Yeah. Well, it was McDonald's is the problem.
Picking up a bit of KFC chicken, is it?
That's right. What a great experience. What did you pick up from this?
I loved it how, I know, it's practice. I think it's kind of muscle memory. Like when he kind of mentions those things like hoisin or black tea, I go, oh yeah, I get it now. Like that pomelo skin, like I don't know whether because you're saying it, then I kind of pick it up, and then I guess it's like that muscle
but it's
memory.
Not the power of suggestion, because I'll prove it to you. Smell that. Yeah. I'm going to give you 3 other aromas that I haven't told you about, and you tell me which one's
smell the
correct.
Second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
I'll try and be really tricky with this one. Fig.
Kind of fresh fig, is it? Like ripe fig.
Yep. Peach.
What peach?
Yellow peach.
Can't pick up that. More fig.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more. Pomegranate.
I'll probably get fig. I don't know if I get pomegranate.
It's
nor peach.
Yeah.
The power of suggestion is
so
proven to not occur when you're actually thinking about it.
Yeah.
And which of those was actually in there that you're detecting? Fig. Right. Wow.
Yeah. And there is a little bit of pomegranate too. So I threw one in that's kind of like borderline.
You could.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, what's that ocean spray? Is that pomegranate juice? Like the ocean spray stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
cranberry
juice.
Yeah.
A bit of that. Yeah.
But there you go.
Sometimes
Awesome.
Thank you so much for taking through a live tasting. We got to get a sense of your process and thought patterns there. If you're encouraging the listeners to kind of try more and delve a bit more into how they taste, what would the key thing for them to do?
As I said in the last one, just don't be scared.
Yeah.
Jump in, find out what you like, and don't follow the herd because it's being led by blind people. Yeah. So trust your own
instincts
and palate, and go with what you love.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with Barossa and Shiraz, big Barossa. There's nothing wrong, even though there's a move against it and it's not cool. If you like that, you go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Great message. Last conclusions that you're picking up from this?
I think it's just a build from the last one. Like it's such a kind of complex world to kind of go in. I think it really kind of need a bit of a hand holding. Like sure you like that producer, then speak to someone. What else is similar? Because it's so hard to go through and understand even like what to try, what's next, you know.
Right. So I'm just going to ask you guys a question. Did you like those wines?
Yes.
I did, yes.
So the next thing for you guys to do is go, do I need to try another one to solidify my like of them? Or can I honestly say, they were delicious wines? Who made it? Who's the winemaker? Where's he sourcing fruit from? That opens up a whole landscape to explore. So if you like those wines, what else does Doug Neal make?
Yeah.
Because you kind of guarantee that like you're going to get good wine. Yeah. They're exceptional. Exceptional.
You could tell through the blind tasting. I think for me also what's come out is as a blind tasting, I enjoyed the cheaper one. So price isn't really the factor.
But there's a reason for that because Doug prides himself on making the best wine possible at every price point.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't see the difference. And I have to say there was not a big difference in quality because they were both right up there.
Yeah.
If anything, the second one showed the oak. Remember we were speaking about that? So obviously that's going to command a bit more price.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So think about it that way. Great winemakers will make great wine all the time. And they're the ones that go, if it's not good enough this vintage, they're classified. Anyway.
Another great masterclass, Marc. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
As we like to say here, drink more, try more, learn more. Thanks all.